Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rob G, and thank you guys for your continued support. It has been a while since I've done any kind of videos, whether it be just talking to you guys or exercise or diet and what have you, just because I've been going through a lot. 2012 has brought a lot of challenges, more from a health standpoint. Had some injuries with my neck and my knees that I've used as a crutch to slow me down from my weight loss goal of losing over 300 pounds over the next couple of years. December 26th, that just passed recently, just marked my 2-year anniversary on this journey. And my maximum weight loss over the 2 years was 150 pounds. But over the last year, I put on 32. This morning, I weighed in at 482. Now, put on 30 pounds again. Holy crap, this sucks. Now, yeah, it sucks. But the good news is I'm not back up to over 600. That's where I started. Now, what's happened? What's happened is this. I've allowed obstacles such as these injuries to stop me from achieving my goals. I honestly was not prepared to be injured. I actually took my health for granted. And when I say health, the ability to be nimble and move and do a lot of my exercises without any kind of, limitation. Over the last couple months, progressively, I've had more neck pain. My knee's been hurting more. And I think that has to do, obviously, with adding more weight. So really, clearly, my mind wasn't right. My mind wasn't prepared to have these challenges and obstacles. I really just assumed I was going to push through it and boom, I was going to be successful. So when these obstacles happen, what did I do? I turned to food. And this is what got me in trouble the first time. When I say turn to food, I just got out of my regimen. One of the keys to my success has been making the small meals, about 400 calories, breaking them up into 5 portions, 2,000 calories per day, or actually 2,400 calories per day, eating every 3 hours on the dime, and get that metabolism burning, fire going, right? And the weight was coming off. But when I had these injuries, started making excuses. I can't go to the gym because my knee hurts. I can't lift weights. My neck hurts. So what I can do is let me go over here and order some pizza because I'm tired and I've lost all this weight and I deserve a slice. Well, maybe 2. Okay, all right. Maybe 3. And I think you guys can see the pattern. So slowly but gradually, been putting weight back on. I'm not proud of this, right? Not proud of how I look. I'm huge, right? Now, am I the biggest guy in the world? No. There's somebody out there watching this video that could be 700 pounds, 800, even 1,000 pounds or more. I don't know. But I know that I'm not the hugest guy in the world. And at the same time, I'm a lot bigger than a lot of people. I guess my saving grace is I'm tall. 6'4.5", so being tall kind of stretches out, but that's not the point. The point is that I didn't have my mind right. I wasn't prepared to deal with the triggers of stress, which, led me to overeating again. And I'm not eating a lot, but I'm not eating really good food. That's because when you get lazy, you don't want to go to the store, you don't want to go shopping, and you pick up the phone and start ordering out. And that's what this year is going to be all about. This year, I'm going to focus a lot more, not so much on, okay, here's all the exercises you can do, because I'm going to get back to that. But more importantly, the diet, right? Some of you may have seen my recent posts in Facebook. I started juicing. But here's the deal. I already ran out of veggies. I got to find a good farmer's market in my area to kind of load up, because if I'm going to do juicing, I definitely need to stock up. Things like kale, spinach, carrots, apples, berries. There's so many good things out there. and I really just enjoy the taste of juice. But when you make it naturally and you don't have those added sugars beyond, you know, some of these cranberry drinks I just saw, like, it was like 240 calories for like a 16-ounce bottle, and it was like 50 something grams of sugar. It's just ridiculous. So I definitely want to start getting back to my diet and controlling what I can control. So for many of you guys out there, I know I'm not alone. All of you have triggers out there. One trigger of mine is boredom. If it's a rainy day, there's nothing to do, what's the easiest thing to do? Go in the kitchen and find something to eat. And I don't care what it is. Rice, beans, eggs, bread, whatever it is. I find a way and I make something. And I have to control that trigger. Boredom is a trigger. Stress, dealing with all these ailments, has caused me to turn to food. So, in a way, I'm actually glad this happened to me, because it helped me to be more conscious of the triggers that are causing me to revert back to old habits. If I never got injured or hurt, maybe I never would have realized these triggers as much, and maybe I would have lost all the weight, but then later on something happens and then I gain it back. So I'm glad I'm finding out sooner than later that, you know what, I'm human. I'm not as strong as I thought I was, but I think I'm strong for admitting that I have a problem and I gotta fix it. You know, it's not Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, all that. It's more of the understanding what are those emotional triggers that cause you to do what you do. And that's what I'm going to focus on. Get the diet right. Because here's the deal. Some of you guys out there can't walk. There's people so huge, and I've seen them. I saw this guy in the store, had to be 800 pounds. Dude couldn't even walk. And my heart broke, because I firmly believe, I never weighed myself in my max, but I wouldn't put it past myself being up to 700 at one point. I was really in bad shape. But I've come a long way. And the good news is, I can fix what I started. I have awesome support. My wife, my mom, my family, my friends. And speaking about friends, I cannot believe how many people have just jumped on the bandwagon and are with me on this journey. I mean, almost every day I get an email or a Facebook request where somebody is sharing their struggles with me and thanking me for having the courage to make these videos on YouTube and show people, look, I'm really overweight, but you know what? I'm trying to do something about it, and I'm comfortable in front of the camera. I mean, I know that, you know, God has put us on this earth for something, and He has given me the gift to feel comfortable to talk to the camera, just like I'm talking to a friend at home. And I'm using my gift. I'm going to use the gift that I've been given as far as being a good communicator, and hopefully by you guys sharing this video with people that are going through a similar struggle like I am, they can take action like I did. You know, 2008, I had surgery. I have the lap band, you know. I'm not trying to claim that I've lost weight without any help, but guess what? I lost 100 pounds on the lap band and gained it back, because if you know anything about the band, what it does is the band is right here, and when I eat, it just slows the food down, and then it goes down. However, if you add oil and mayonnaise and things like that, whoosh, it slips past the band. So the band is just a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid to a bigger issue, which comes back to this. It's training your mind. It's understanding the triggers. If I knew then what I knew now, would have never had weight loss surgery. Gastric bypass, band. Now, I'm not telling anyone out there that it's a bad thing if you did it, because some people really need the surgery. If you can't even get up out of your bed, you're that obese, you can't move, maybe that's your only alternative. But I was able to still move. I played football in high school. I still have some mobility. So with that being said, I think I would have, if I would have just addressed the mental issue with food and the triggers, probably wouldn't have had the surgery, and just realized that the number one thing for me is eating right and exercising. As old and cliche as that sounds, you can't get away from the fundamentals. So I'm going to get back to the videos again. This is like therapy. I think it's funny too. because I do these videos and I get a lot of positive comments, and then I get a lot of haters too. And you know what? That's okay. I don't get fazed by haters out there. There's always going to be somebody that has an opinion. You know, what if I was 102 pounds, really skinny? I'm too skinny. I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too that. I'm not worried about that. Everyone has an opinion, but you know what? I have the courage to just be honest, share my story, inspire people just by being real. It's not scripted. I'm just talking to you guys. So that's all I really have right now. Just wanted to give you guys a video update. I really want to thank you guys for being so encouraging. You know, a lot of folks have said, hey, where have you been? Where are the videos? Been dealing with, you know, just being down and depressed, and that's just the reality of it. You know, I kind of felt like I was letting you guys down out there, but I know that's not the case, because many of you guys have told me that you want to see the real me. Whether I'm happy or sad, you want more video updates because you want to know what's going on day to day, which helps you to deal with your obesity or your issues. So I want to thank you guys for never giving up on me. I can't believe when I look at the subscribers on my channel to say there's almost 400, like that's mind-boggling. And also I consider that I'm just honored that so many people are interested in sharing this journey with me. So for all of you guys out there that have subscribed or are subscribing now that you're seeing this video, I really appreciate it. And you know, I'm not gonna let you down. I'm going to focus this year, 2013, number one, on the diet. Number two, working on those triggers. If I'm bored, why am I eating? If I'm stressed, why am I eating? Understanding what those are. Maybe even looking to a good therapist. Wouldn't hurt, because therapy is very important, because the therapist asks you questions to help you uncover those reasons that you don't know. Because if you knew the answers, you would have fixed it by now. So a therapist will sit there and ask you questions to help you unlock and uncover those hidden subliminal messaging, or those hidden things that are right here in the back of your head that you don't think about, which are triggering you to go for the food. That's the key to weight loss. Focus on your mind, and then everything else will fall in place. And then number three is exercise, as far as altering my workouts. You know, I have a herniated disc in my neck, but there's exercises you can do. For example, like this, right? I can like stretch my neck, right? There's things like that. There's actually this one therapy where you kind of hold your hand here and you push your head back like this and you hold it. So there's therapy I can do to work on the neck issue. As far as the knees, if I focus on the diet and I take a lot of this weight off, a lot of the issues with my posture, my neck, my knees are gonna maybe not be perfect, but they're gonna be a heck of a lot better. When you're carrying 2 or 3 extra human beings on your body, just so you know, that's not good. So if I focus on the diet, that's the one thing you can control. If you're sitting in bed right now watching this, you can't do anything. You can control what you put in your mouth, and that's what the focus needs to be for 2013. So anyway, I'm not going to talk you guys to death. It's almost 15 minutes in. Just wanted to thank you all for your continued support. You guys are awesome, and I'm just really blessed. And I want to kick this new year off right by getting back to the basics, sharing more of what's going on in my everyday life, and hopefully together we can inspire other people to make positive changes and drop that weight. So thank you guys so much for your continued support, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.